From the moment that Jennifer had proposed to everyone to bring their families and some food to share, the hours had flown by. The evening was a victory celebration. Almost everyone made it. After eating, Jennifer gathered the group around the wood stove and retold the tale of the recent events. In her captivating tale, she deftly wove together everyone's perspective. Although they all knew the outcome, she held her audience in suspense the entire time. This telling would cement the story in everyone's minds as if the first tale of the Yellow Hoods. William had coordinated the food and beverages and kept the fire going while Jennifer regaled everyone with the tale. He was fond of watching his wife tell a great story. As a side tale, she explained to T the long-standing relationship between the Cochin brothers and the family. T apologized again to Bacon for the stone incident. Nikolas sat quietly during all of it, cuddling his granddaughter. He thought to himself how these gatherings had helped make the house a home. He'd watched Bacon and Egelina Marie with fatherly pride. Each was unsure how to act with the other in front of a family friend and neighbors. Gabriel and his wife seemed to be oblivious to the whole thing. Boar and squeals reminded Nikolas of when they were little and would sit by the fire with his other children, while Jennifer would capture their imagination with wild bedtime stories. Now they sat there, bigger but still boys, soaking in everything and laughing at the best parts. Isabella would have loved to have seen it. Nikolas felt T's head gently slump against his arm and gave her a nudge. "Oh, okay, my dear. We must get you to bed now." T nodded slowly, her eyes barely open. Nikolas stood her up and guided her to her bedroom. She sat on the bed and let her grandfather pull off her socks. She lay down, and he pulled her covers up and tucked her in. He gave her a kiss and was about to leave when she was in a sleepy voice. "Grandpapa?" "Yes, my dear," he replied softly. "No one answered my question," she said, turning over and propping herself up with a pillow. Light from the main room silhouetted her grandfather, preventing her from seeing his face. "And what question was that?" asked Nikolas softly. T yawned and closed his eyes. She said sleepily, "Did anyone finally lose body?" Nikolas leaned on the door frame and thought for a moment. He started to answer, only to be interrupted by the sounds of T's deep breathing. "T?" he asked gently. There was no reply. He smiled and whispered, "You've had a busy enough day." Before returning to the main room, Nikolas pulled a small red box out of his pocket. He'd waited long enough. Carefully, he opened it. He removed an uncoated note and what looked like a special bath plug. The plug was made of steel and had divots around the edge. Nikolas had wanted to provide a way for the tub to communicate securely. Almost as a joke, he had designed both the bath plug key and a machine which could use it to code and decode letters. To his surprise, it had become an immediate hit with the members of the society and had been in use with little modification for the past 10 years. He examined the divots on the plug's perimeter, mentally building up the list of which letter or letter combination decoded to which other letter. With the decoding key in memory, he then read the note. He gently rubbed his forehead and tugged lightly at his newly trimmed beard as he digested the message and its implications. After a moment, he put the plug and letter back in his pocket, planning to destroy them before the evening was done. Nikolas looked again to his granddaughter sleeping peacefully. "I fear the world will need you in the Yellow Hood sooner than I'd hoped," he said with dismay. With that, he quietly closed the door.